Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get alerted every time I upload. And feel free to please give this video a thumbs up. It'll help the YouTube algorithm so that I can get to more people and share this video. So today I want to talk about money, honey. I feel like a lot of the church doesn't really discuss money that much unless the pastor's trying to get you to tithe, okay? Or a nice little donation. But money, it shouldn't be a topic that we avoid. We should talk about money because money is super important. You need it to live. Even back in biblical days, there was money. And money is what makes the world go around right now. Unfortunately, money can be also used for bad and not just good. So today's topic, I want to talk about how Christians can make money, save money, and utilize the money for God's glory and His kingdom. Because let's face it, guys, money is something that we all need and could benefit from, right? Tip number 1, make sure you guys are being a cheerful giver. Don't let someone make you think that you have to give 10% of a tithe to a pastor or a church. I'm not saying don't do that, but what I'm saying is don't be legalistic about it, okay? Give to whoever the Lord tells you to give to and puts on your heart. And specifically, the Bible mentions that true religion is this: those who give to the widows and orphans, right? And to help the poor. So if there's a way that you can give 10% of your income to a ministry that feeds you, spiritually speaking, but also give to the poor, give to the needy, give to the widows and orphans because they need it the most. So don't be stingy with your money, guys. God blesses you and He wants you to bless others. So use your money to also give to the poor and needy. Be a cheerful giver. Let the Lord lead you and guide you on who to give to. Sometimes the Lord just randomly puts someone in my path and I feel it in my spirit to bless them. Sometimes I don't. Be very wise who you give your money to. For example, a homeless guy on the corner, maybe he will use the money you just gave him to buy drugs. So sometimes it's not necessarily just about giving money. You can give them food. You can give them things that they could actually utilize. Like if it's cold outside, get them a blanket or a jacket. But just be very wise as a serpent and soft as a dove when it comes to money, because there's so much deception out there about money, including in the churches, so just be very wary. Something that I wish I knew earlier on in my life when I was about 15 years old when I started working is I should have invested in the stock market. So statistics show that if you invested in index funds, which is a portfolio of multiple companies like Apple, Microsoft, very successful businesses, instead of just investing in one stock, it's basically like a folder portfolio of multiple stocks. Now, I'm not a genius when it comes to this. I literally just found this out, and it's something that all of us should consider, and it is super wise to do so, is investing in something that's called an index fund. So as far as the research that I've done, the best one to go with is either Vanguard or Fidelity. Those are the stock apps that you can use. And so obviously what I'm sharing with you guys, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is just tips and stuff that I've learned along the way that I'm trying to share my knowledge with you guys. And of course, if you guys want more information about this, leave me a comment down below. But you could basically find tons and tons of YouTube videos about stocks and all that, because you do have to learn. So don't just take what I say and run with it. Actually research it for yourself. And basically what you do is take a percentage of your income and go ahead and act like you're paying a bill or putting it in a savings, right? And this was where I feel like I should have known about this sooner, because I used to just have a savings account and try to put money away. But when it's just sitting in the bank, you're not making any money. So if you put it in the stock market as if it's like a savings account, later on, you will be building interest and you will collect money later down the road and possibly could even be a millionaire. Now, I didn't know about all this until recently, so I am planning for my future and I'm currently investing in index funds. So definitely take into consideration that instead of just leaving your money in a savings account, start investing. That's what a bunch of wealthy people do, is they invest. specifically in the stock market. And the safest way to do so is in index funds, because you don't really lose money. Long term, you will definitely make money. So think of it as collecting interest on your own cash just by sitting in the bank, but it will be in an index fund. Another great tip, which is, you would think common sense, but a lot of us are shopaholics. I'm talking to myself too. Like, you think that you're spending or you think you're saving, but when you actually look at all of the transactions on your card, what you've been spending on, you'd be surprised. So simple things such as cutting out your Starbucks drinks or fast food or whatever the case may be, going to the dollar section at Target and walking out paying $500. I'm talking about me. So we need to be very wise with our money that God blesses us with, and the best way to do so is avoid the stores, avoid the hype, avoid following clothing like Instagram pages and stuff, or like beauty gurus and influencers who make you want to go shopping and spend a bunch of money on clothes and fast fashion. It's just not smart. So if you guys want to go shopping, I'm telling you, you can find name brand stuff even with tags on it at the thrift store or Plato's Closet and stuff like that. Shop smart, okay? Stop spending money unwisely. Buying a new Gucci belt and Louis Vuittons or Gucci this and that. Like, be very smart with your money. Because now that I think of it, all the money that I've ever spent on clothes, purses, shoes, I don't even wear it. I don't wear it anymore, and I wish to God I could go back in time and save all that money I've spent on just stupid materialistic things that's not even in style anymore, or it's not even worth it. I don't even wear it. So my advice to you guys is stop buying clothes and shoes and materialistic things and work with the wardrobe that you have. Create something like a capsule wardrobe where you can mix and match different pieces, and you can create like 10 different outfits out of a 3 few outfits. So I went through my closet. I actually gave a lot of my clothes away, and it's actually so freeing because I'm like on a minimalist journey where I'm just tired of having so much clutter and things. And I literally went through my closet 3-4 times before I actually finally got rid of all my stuff. And I was holding on to it thinking, oh, I'll wear that someday, but you never wore it. So I got rid of it. I'm like, just get rid of it, guys. Stop holding on to junk. That's what it is. It's just taking up dust and space in your closet. And if you haven't worn it in the last month, get rid of it. If it's like a seasonal thing, you know, interchange your wardrobe as the seasons change. But yeah, be wise with spending money on clothes and shoes and purses and all that. If you want to like invest in one nice purse or whatever, go ahead. But just, yeah, stop keeping up with the Joneses. Who cares if they buy everything? Because you've got goals to accomplish for the kingdom and for yourself. And if you're trying to save money and you spend most of your money on food, get a crock pot, guys. Get an air fryer. Get a George Foreman grill. You'd be very surprised how much money you can save just by simply cooking from home. I didn't know how to cook. You learn. And it's actually quite easy to cook delicious, healthy food. You just got to get creative, and thanks to Pinterest or the internet, we can research any recipes. And I'm telling you, with my schedule being a business owner and a wife and a dog and cat mom now, and just having so much going for me right now, I don't have time to be worrying about cooking 3 times a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But because I do have such amazing tools like the air fryer, the George Foreman grill, and all that, it makes my life so much easier. And that's how I was able to lose weight and maintain it. So definitely consider getting those 3 things, guys, because it does change the game for you. Something that we struggle with in the United States, and I'm sure in other countries as well, is fast fashion and trying to keep up with the Joneses, and just how everybody is so materialistic. People look at you highly if you have money, but they also look at you highly if you have nice stuff. But you know who's winning in the end? Those who are putting their money away, being smart with it, and not shopping every single day. You'd be surprised, most rich people, wealthy people, they wear just basic t-shirts and sweats and like not expensive clothing. The reason they became rich is because they were frugal with their money and they were smart with how they invested it. Figure out some sort of spreadsheet or a budget plan on how much you make exactly and what you spend every month exactly. And if you want to have like a budget plan so that you're very strict with how much you actually are spending, it makes all the difference. Definitely do that. And if you need to do automatic payments for your bills so you don't have to worry about it every month, do that. And just make sure that you have a certain amount put away for savings, for spending, and for bills. And if you want like a little chunk for yourself, that's fine. But most importantly, number one, save money for God's kingdom, whether it's to bless a church, ministry, or the poor. Something else that we are trained in school to do is have an employee mindset when we should be thinking more like a business owner or an entrepreneur. Now, everybody is not meant to run a business, but if it's something that you can do, I highly suggest that you research a little bit about it, and whatever you're passionate about, make it your paycheck, make it your cash flow, so that we start thinking like a boss, like an entrepreneur. That way we can generate a lot more wealth. For me, I love the beauty industry and I refuse to go work for somebody else. So I created my own salon and I am my own boss. I make my own schedule. I make my own appointments. I can do as I please. And I'm telling you, it is so freeing. I used to work 9-to-5s, work for other people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for me, it's just not for me. So if you can become a boss, an entrepreneur, find whatever it is that you're passionate about. And of course, in everything, glorify God in what you do. And God will lead you and guide you on what to do. So just do whatever God created you to do. Try to research on how to run a business, because being a business owner is way better than being an employee. The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is shopping smarter. So if you guys do like designer stuff, I don't want to get in trouble for this, but if you really want that Gucci belt and stuff, there's ways to get like a dupe. Literally, it looks just like it, but I will never pay all that money for a belt or a purse. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. But if you don't want to wear a fake one or whatever, just find good deals. Like, there's deals online. We have the internet. We have access to tons of opportunities. Whether it's buying from China or Facebook Marketplace, Pinterest, there's so much options, guys. So if you really want that designer thing, wait for a sale, find some coupons, shop smarter, not harder. The next tip I have for you guys is to live below your means. Now, I used to go out to eat all the time, and that adds up. It's very expensive. So like I said, with my budget plan, my husband and I, if we want to go on date night once every few weeks, we have the budget and the plan on what we're spending, so that you're not recklessly just spending a bunch of money on food and going out or whatever it is that people do today. So that falls back to budgeting and having a plan and living below your means. A lot of people ask me, how come I can't go out and stuff? I'm honest. I say I'm trying to save money and it's not in my budget. So who cares what people think or say? Save your money, because then later down the road, they're going to ask you how you did it, and they should have done it too. Even if you can afford certain things, don't buy it just because you can't afford it. Remember, we're trying to generate wealth with more wealth. My next tip is make an honest living, guys. I can't stress this enough. God sees all. He knows your motives. He knows your heart. And whether or not you are scamming or lying or conniving somehow to make money, that is not good. God will not bless your business. And if you're doing something that isn't supposed to be, stop doing it, because that will definitely not get you a blessed business. So if you are thinking about opening a business or just even working in general, work as if you're working for the Lord. Do not be dishonest and make a dishonest gain. It won't work out in your interest, I promise you. My next tip is do not idolize money. Okay, some people think about money 24/7. Yeah, we need money to survive and for the world to go round, and it's something we can use for the kingdom and just to live. But do not idolize it. Stop chasing it so much. If you're putting more effort into work and making money and just thinking about money all the time, then you're idolizing it. You're putting it before God, and God will not be pleased. The Bible says you cannot serve two masters. You will love the one and hate the other. So love God with all of your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Money is just a tool. It's not something we idolize. My next tip is, guys, is do not oppress the poor. If someone is poor, or if someone doesn't make as much money as you and their status isn't like a doctor or a lawyer or a business owner, don't look at them differently just because the other guy's a garbage man or someone works at McDonald's. Who cares, you know? Don't treat people differently just because they don't make as much wealth as you do. My next tip is don't be lazy. It's simple, right? But there's a spirit of laziness even in America and the church. A lot of people have this spirit. It's a spirit of laziness, a spirit of sloth. And if you are not ambitious in life, if you do not grind and hustle and get up and go out and get it, God will give us the opportunity and the tools, but He will not force us. We need to get up and get out. We need to move. We need to do what God tells us to do. And He says we will reap if we sow, and we need to get up and work. The Bible says that he who does not provide for his household is worse than an unbeliever. Ouch. That's a pretty big statement. So make sure you're trying to work. Make sure you're actually going out and getting it, because it's one thing to say it, but to actually do is another. So you got to be grinding, guys. You got to go out and get it, because it's not just going to be handed to you, unfortunately. Thanks to Adam and Eve for ruining it in the garden. We had it perfect, and now we have to work and sweat from the brow. My next tip, guys, is work as if you're working for the Lord. The Lord is our boss. He's the one that opens doors and closes them and gives and takes. God is our boss. All right? So even though we don't see God, He's watching us. He knows what we're doing, thinking, feeling. And maybe, you know, I can share this quick little testimony with you guys. I used to work a 9-to-5, and I had a guy who I worked with who was actually really mean to me, and he made me cry multiple times. I ran to the bathroom and I just cried, and I did what God told me to do. I blessed him. I prayed for him. I was nice to him regardless how he treated me. Next day later, logging on my computer, the guy's been working for the company for years, like over 30, 40 years. It just so happened, this is not a coincidence, the next day later, he emails the whole company and says he's leaving. Out of all the times he could have left, he left right after the day that he treated me poorly, and I prayed for and blessed him. There's so many testimonies I can share with you guys, so if you're interested in me sharing those kind of things, just comment down below and I'll share them. But yes, guys, work as if you're working for the Lord. Even if it's a stressful situation or you don't think it's ideal, sometimes God uses situations to change us. So just be in tune with Holy Spirit and work as if you're working for God, because ultimately He's our boss. And my last tip for you guys is have diligence. Do not give up. Those who endure to the end are going to be saved. Just like our salvation, don't give up in life. Whatever life throws at you, like the quote says, if life throws lemons, make some lemonade. That's that entrepreneur mindset. Don't be a victim of how you were raised. If you've come from a poor family, if you don't have an inheritance or a rich family, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. We all get to go out and make something out of nothing. We can't be victims. We are children of the Most High God. If our God is able to part the Red Sea and do all these miracles and says that we can do even greater things, what makes you think that God can't do or give us opportunities just as good? It says in the Bible that the wealth of the wicked are going to be transferred. Whether that's in the next life or this life, God will bless as He sees fit. So if we are faithful with the small things, God will bless us with big things. I hope today's video blessed you guys. Comment down below what was your favorite takeaway, and if you guys have a prayer request, leave them down below for me. I love to hear from you guys. I love you all, and God bless you. Bye.